we cannot put anything in parentheses or brackets or in lower fonts, and what I would put in a larger font, underlined and in bold, would be that Dr. Manmohan Singh said that minorities, especially Muslims, should have the first right on the nation's resources.
No, he did not say that.
That is a terrible thing to say. That is a terrible thing to say, for which he has been rightly castigated.
He did not say that. So
now,
do not lie.
now, Dr.
I'm not
Dr.
going to allow you to lie.
He said exactly that. He said exactly that. He said that, and he said that in the context, but he said that. Now, he has said that, and I didn't put the words in his mouth. Now, Dr. Mehrotra, Nalin Kohli wants to respond. The point being made on the other side is that this is not exactly what the Congress party has said in its manifesto. It is said that the Congress party has said that there will be a caste census, and it is said that it has been reported that Rahul Gandhi has said that after institutional and caste and economic census, there will be very strong attempts made to sort of redistribute India's wealth. But they are saying they did not say that in as many words, and there is a bit of fear-mongering that is being done by the Prime Minister and the BJP on this. Nalin.
It's not amusing. In fact, this entire thing of the Congress party is anything but amusing. And I think we need to break it down point by point for your viewers to understand. First, either the Congress party has a terrible drafting team, or Mr. Rahul Gandhi is back to what he always does. He comes out with a statement and it leads to people coming up there to explain this is not what he meant. Even when it is in black and white, what is redistribution of wealth? I mean, even somebody who is been an average student all his life, forget about being an economist, will understand redistribution of wealth in terms of adjusting inequities is what the socialists, communists and other governments over the world have done and have been since discarded. Discarded by even the Congress party, which under the great Dr. Manmohan Singh brought in liberalization in 1991. So having moved away from there, you come now to a position where some fancy person gives a fancy idea and Mr. Rahul Gandhi, in his fancifulness, goes ahead and puts this in the manifesto because first he came up with Nyay, now he comes up with redistribution of wealth, and I'm unable to understand how is Nyay or justice done by creating injustice for another class of people. Whether it's on religious lines by saying Muslims will have the first right, or whether on economic lines by saying someone who has slogged all their life, built a single home, someone who has saved all their life, now everything will be taken because the Congress party is desperate for votes. It's as simple as that. And I'd wish to ask another detailed question. Is this word sovereign, socialist, democratic Republic of India, the Constitution's preamble, two words were added by Mrs. Indira Gandhi during emergency, socialist and secular. So perhaps we need to sit down and talk about this bluntly. India didn't require to have the word secular in its constitution right up to the emergency. This was, is, will be a secular country. But this 76, when the secular word is imported, it has led to what is called pseudo-secularism, which the BJP has fought tooth and nail. And this is pseudo-secularism, where you say Article 14 of the Constitution must be junked. Indian citizens must be treated unequally, which is what the Congress party is talking about. Prime Minister Modi's government does not deliver schemes to the poorest of the poor by saying who's Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, Parsi, Jew. It sees this is a targeted beneficiary. This lady deserves a toilet. This person requires an urban home, a rural home. This person or family requires a tap connection. This family requires Ayushman Bharat. It doesn't matter whether this person or family is Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, Parsi, Jew. Because that is exactly what Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas is. But the Congress says, no, no. What we are talking about, and which is what Dr. Manmohan Singh said, great leader, Prime Minister, but he said so in clear words. Muslims will have the first right. So what about tribals? What about Dalits? What about OBCs? What about SCs? MBCs? These are communities
but now
that
they're
are
trying to pull back a bit.
How can you say that on a religious line we will divide the country?
Allow me.
This is not done. Our constitution doesn't permit it.
Now, what's
and this is
happening is-
anything but amusing. And if the Prime Minister is
what's
raising it and the Congress party gets defensive about it, you can't run it off by saying it's amusing.